I've had a few comments in the last couple of days responding to some of my videos about actually being able to get through to the real estate agencies because they don't take your calls and they don't put you through to where you need to be. And it can be difficult, but it is vital in the process if you can do it. So there's certain ways that you can do this. So the gatekeeper is the receptionist generally in the larger agencies. So when you call the office number, you're going to get the receptionist. So what you want to try and do is ask the receptionist if you can talk to the property manager who is in charge of or looking after X property that is currently vacant. Generally, hopefully, they'll put you through. Remember the name. Remember the name of the person that is looking after that property. Okay, because majority of real estates will either have task-based property managers who may do all of the vacates in the real estate office, or you'll have portfolio-based property managers. And what that means is they look after that property from start to finish, whether it's vacates, lease renewals, maintenance, owner management, all of that sort of stuff. Okay, so they're the two ways that most real estate agencies will look after a vacant property. So either way, and whichever way the real estate is looking after that property, that person that you get put through to, that is the one that you need to create a relationship with. Okay, it doesn't matter if you have a good relationship with the receptionist. It doesn't matter if you have a good relationship with somebody else. That's the person that you need to create rapport with. Okay, so that's what you need to get through the gatekeeper to that person. So if the receptionist answers the phone, all you need to say is, "Hi, my name is X, and I'd like to speak to the property manager who is looking after X vacant property, please." Hopefully, she'll put you through. If she puts you through, because technically, if you follow our process, you've already applied, you've already booked in for the open home that they've got advertised. And what you want to do is talk to that property manager and say, "Hi, Mary, I want to let you know that I have applied for X property, and I was just wondering if you would be able to check the application for me to make sure that all of the attachments and everything came through." Okay? Because what that does, hopefully, and this is all hopeful, right? What you want to have happen at that stage is that you want Mary to go, "I'll just check it out for you," and pull up your application while you're on the phone, okay? Scan through it very quickly, which she will. She won't process it. She'll just scan it, or he. Let's not be sexist. But in this instance, we're talking about Mary. So Mary will scan your application. She'll say, "Yes, your application seems to have all come through okay. We will get that processed and get back to you as soon as we can, or whatever." And then you would say to Mary, "Thanks, Mary. I'm really excited about this property. I think it's going to really fit. We've already booked in for the open home. I appreciate your time today, and I look forward to meeting you on Thursday." Okay? So that process is the easiest way to try and get through to the person that you need to speak to without trying to impress everybody as you go. There's a certain pathway that you need to follow. You need to get onto that person. And then when, say, today is Monday and you've called, what you can do is you can call again on Wednesday, ask to speak to the person, Mary. You've already spoken to Mary. She already knows who you are. So when you call up, you'll hit the receptionist again and you say, "Hi, my name is Janine George. Can I speak to Mary, please, who is looking after X property?" And hopefully you'll get put through. And if you do, what I want you to ask at that stage is, I want you to ask, "Can you please check my application that I sent in on Monday and make sure that my references have responded, please? Can you check for me that they've responded? Because if they haven't, I would like to follow up with those." Okay? So what that's going to do, two things. One, you're going to get to talk to Mary again before the open home. Two, you're creating a relationship with Mary that you are organised and that you are helpful and you really want this property. And three, It's less work for her to do if the referees haven't been responding. And you need to know if your referees are responding. Okay, so at that stage, she'll say to you, yes, they are. Thank you. It all looks pretty good. And then you can say, excellent. I will see you tomorrow. So when you hit that open home tomorrow, you've already spoken to her twice. You've had 2 good interactions with Mary and she knows who you are. Okay. If the referees are not responding and filling out their references, then you can say to her, oh, okay, thank you so much for letting me know. I'm going to chase those up now and get them to fill them out today. Okay? So there's a couple of ways there that you can try and get through the gatekeeper, which is the receptionist of the real estate office, to try and speak to the person that you need to speak to. Okay, because what's going to happen then is that when you hit that open home, Mary already knows who you are. You've spoken to her twice. You've been helpful. You're organised. When you hit the open home, you can say, oh, Mary, I spoke to, my referees. They were getting back last night. So hopefully the application will be finished by the time we finish today. Okay, so those things will really help you to get through that section. Now, in the rent method, which I have available in the link in my bio, is the open home module from the course. Okay, so go and have a look, because that little tip that I just gave you, that's all the stuff that's in the course. Okay, it's all of those little things that you can follow to get yourself through a lot easier and to get to where you need to be. Okay, because the whole point of the rent method is to stand out to who you need to stand out to so that you can get approved for a property. Okay, so go and check out, click the link in my bio, get that module, watch it. It's 10 minutes long and it will help you and give you the hints and tips that I've just given you for the next section, which is the open home. So go check it out. If you've got any questions, send me a message, add a comment, follow along. If you are going through this process, follow along and then you'll get lots more hints and tips like this. Okay, so any questions, sing out and let me know. Have a good day.